Hey, home buyers, are you looking at making offers on property? Well, here's one of the things you need to know before you go ahead and do that. If you're thinking about making an offer on a property, you definitely need to have a pre-approval done. Most buyers only stop at the pre-approval letter, and did you know that there's actually 3 different levels of pre-approvals you can get? And one is going to give you a massive advantage to get you ahead of the pack in a competitive situation. So the first level is basically a pre-qualification. That's essentially where you're just talking to the lender verbally, you really haven't submitted any documentation, and they're just approving you based off of what you're kind of telling them. The next is the pre-approval. Now this is about what 90% of people do, and then they kind of stop there. This is where you actually submit documentation to the bank, they run it through an underwriting system, and that system takes your assets, your debts, and says, based off of all this information, you can now be approved for X. Now you can actually take that one step further, and this is critical in a competitive situation. And you want to know why? You can actually ask the bank to fully underwrite your pre-approval up front. That means they're actually giving your file to the actual person that's going to underwrite your loan ahead of time. And that person is going through everything in detail, which greatly reduces any kind of risk to you that you won't get the loan. Because essentially they're going through everything with a fine-tuned comb. They're sourcing deposits, they're looking at income, they're verifying everything up front. So that way when you write an offer, especially in a competitive situation where people are removing all their contingencies, you want to make sure you have your pre-approval fully underwritten. So when your offer is being reviewed by the seller, they can actually see if you've been pre-approved, pre-qualified, or underwritten. Now if everything's equal, which rarely happens of course, but if they're looking at a buyer that's fully underwritten versus one that's just pre-approved or pre-qualified, they're clearly going to take the one that's gone through the extra step, and that allows you to write an offer with a tighter close of escrow time frame because you've already eliminated a lot of those steps up front. And that's just one little tip to help you get ahead in a competitive buyer's market. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below, or just give me a call and let me know how I can help you find a property. Look forward to hearing from you.